Play my darn theme music.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for taking the time, whether it be your first time, your last time. Thank you for making this time to be here with us on Timeouts and Tangents and the Geaux Team Pod. As we are crossing streams yet again for another Sunday, I am your host, AP. This is Daniel, as you all well know him. And I thank you guys for taking the time on this Mardi Gras Sunday, the Sunday before Fat Tuesday. There's a lot going on around the state. King cakes are everywhere. Beads are across the skies. Lane Kiffin's riding on tigers through the Superdome. The vibes are high. Louisiana, it's our time to shine in the spotlight. Mobile does Mardi Gras, but nobody does Mardi Gras like us. We're deep in the gras right now. Daniel, how you feeling tonight, man?
Doing good. It's funny you say that because I was literally looking in my living room earlier and I'm like looking around because we haven't been to I've been in Baton Rouge this weekend and we haven't been to many parades and there's beads everywhere in my living room. And I'm like, how did this happen? Like, how do we have all these beads everywhere? But my daughter, who is now 2, is absolutely obsessed with beads right now, specifically pink beads, and they've just spread throughout the house, and they're in every crevice and corner of our house right now.
That's absolutely terrible. But I also understand it too. Good evening, Sandra. Thank you for joining us tonight. Chance says in the chat, living out of the state, so it's just a Sunday. Yeah, it sucks because most of us are going to be off tomorrow and Tuesday. So,
So last week we talked about this last week. That you're off tomorrow. I have to go to work tomorrow.
No, I actually got to go to work tomorrow. I actually have to go to work tomorrow. I'm not off, but I should be off. It's not fair, but responsibilities, so.
So our other brother, as me and Zombie referred to him as Angry Capri. You can find him on Twitter as Angry Capri. Somebody asked me that question today. If you follow Angry Capri on Twitter, that is actually me and Zombie's middle brother, or one of the middle brothers. Awesome. We have a step brother too. But Angry Capri works in New Orleans. He works for Energy. Well, no, it's not Energy anymore. It's Delta Utilities.
Delta Utilities, I think.
Yeah, he works for Delta, and he also has to work tomorrow. But he volunteers to work so that everybody
paid extra.
Yes, that's what he was saying.
There's a caveat. Like it's holiday pay for everybody in the city of New Orleans.
Yes,
except for low men on the totem pole like me. And Chance says in the chat, tomorrow is President's Day. No, Chance, in New Orleans, tomorrow is Lundi Gras. For the rest of the country, tomorrow is President's Day. So y'all may see it as President's Day. It is not President's Day for us. I can guarantee you tomorrow, nobody's going to be talking about President's Day. They're going to be talking about Monday and whatever the parade schedule is for tomorrow evening, along with the goings-on of Kent State versus LSU at the box, everything that happened this prior weekend with Milwaukee, LSU women's falling short to South Carolina, and, of course, the men's team looking hapless against Tennessee. This was a good weekend overall just for the vibes of the state. Even with the men's team losing the way that they lost, I know there's no such thing as moral victories, but they fought, apparently. I didn't waste my time watching the game because I'm not invested. So I figured we start the show off tonight talking about them so we can just get them out the way immediately.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what the joke I asked somebody earlier today is, what are you looking for in your next LSU basketball head coach if it's not Will Wade? Because I do think it's highly likely, or it's likely that it's going to be Will Wade. But what characteristics? Because somebody else asked me earlier today, how'd you think the basketball team did? And so I just threw it back and was like, well, what are you looking for in your next head coach? Because this ship is over.
Right.
Like, with DJ Thomas having season-ending surgery, it's over. They played
Right.
hard last night. I will give them credit, but why did it take this much and this many blowouts for you to put the effort forward? I did watch the first half. They played inspired on the defensive end because they knew they were shorthanded on the offensive
Yes.
end, and they knew that that was their only chance. But if they'd have been playing like that all season, like I'm not asking you to be 8-3 in the league. All we're asking is to literally be 11th place in the SEC out of
That's it.
16 teams, and you make the NCAA tournament.
Hell,
It
we'll
if
give
they,
you the benefit of the doubt with the injuries you've had. And if you're 13,
you could
we
make the
say
tournament.
okay, right. We'll give you grace.
Yeah. And so it's on one hand, it was like you said, there's no moral victories. Chip always says that Matt McMahon's name should be changed to Matt McMoral Victory, because they claim so many moral victories in the program. But yesterday was, I mean, it's not encouraging. At least if you're going to lose that way. But where was that before? Why does it take the adversity and that you're forced to have to play that way on the defensive end because it's your only chance? But I guess it's better than them just showing up and losing by 40. So
Now at this point, just show up and lose by 40. Like we know it's over. Like who
it's
cares?
over.
Like it's over. It's over. Like there's nothing that you can do to right this ship and turn this tide. And once again, everybody's gonna throw out the caveat. Matt McMahon is such a good guy. Great. In life and in love, nice guys finish last. So to
Yeah.
answer your question like you asked, what quality do I want in my next head coach? I want a guy that, is a dog.
Mm-hmm.
I want somebody who's gonna chew somebody's ass out. Like who's gonna be enraged at a bad call,
Yeah.
pissed off that he's got to challenge and appeal something, mad because we didn't get a rebound when we should have been. I want somebody who's going to force this team to come out and not feel like we are LSU football playing Florida State in week 1. Matt McMahon feels a lot like Brian Kelly to me,
Yeah.
where you get halfway through the season and now you figure out who your team is.
And part of me, I used to make this excuse, and it's not an excuse. I don't know what you call it, but when Brian Kelly was still here before he got fired, I used to say, man, if you paid me 10 years, 10 million a year, $100 million, I'd probably half-ass my job too if I knew that that money was fully guaranteed. But it's the same vibe out of the two of them. Their teams lack grittiness, or
Yes.
lacked because it's past tense now.
Right.
They lack a grittiness, they lack a toughness. So when it comes down to the wire, they're gonna end up losing.
Right.
And so
No, you are 1,000% correct. And like you said, like if you give me 10 mil fully guaranteed a year over 10 years, would I half at see, my mentality is a little bit different
yeah,
because I don't just want 10 mil for 10 years. I want to prove you right for investing in me. And I don't know, like I've been posting that a lot too within the last couple of weeks. Like Lane Kiffin's working like the rents dude.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like imagine when I mean, you're in sales
hmm,
for the most part. I have a sales oriented job. When that rent check got to get paid,
hmm,
and it's got to come out your pocket before we even talk about home bills. We talk about office bills. Oh, it's time to get to work.
yeah,
That hits different. Like ain't no short days, ain't no golfing trips, ain't no going out to lunch. I'm in this building 18 hours a day. And I don't feel like we got that level of commitment from either one of those programs.
no,
Like there's no, like to me there is no reason why LSU for the last 4 seasons, even against even against Clemson this year, we saw some glimpses of it. The first week of the team, you're still asking questions as to why is this person playing here? what's the point of doing this? How do we not know that this person's not that good? Why are we as fans and not analysts, but people who have a sharper eye can see in one game when you've had umpteen practices between spring and fall camp and you still haven't figured this out? Like Matt McMahon or McMorrow. Like, how are you just now realizing I should invest on the defensive side of the ball if I've got one offensive playmaker? What if he goes down?
Yeah, why didn't you do this last year? Why didn't you do that the year before? And you
Right.
wouldn't be in this situation.
You had 2 seasons prior to this year to teach you, I've lost my star offensive point producer and facilitator. Maybe I should come up with the contingency plan in case this happens again.
Yeah. Because it's happened every year. Chip talks about it. It happened year 1 with him, year 2, year 3. There was always a key player. And now this is year 4. Another 3 key players are now down. And there's always been something every single year within the program. It just goes to show you it's not the well-oiled machine. And I beat a dead horse here, always going back to Will Wade. Will Wade's last year, the point guard's name slips my mind right now, but we lost our starting point guard
Right.
at the beginning of the season. Man, I can see his face. Why can't I think of his name?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Now it's going to kill me. I'm going to have to look it up here in a second. But we still yes, we struggled, but we still finished the league at 8-8 or 9-9. I forget if we played 18 or 16 games at that time. But we still finished a 500 team and made the NCAA tournament despite our point guard being hurt. So it's been done.
Was there ever a doubt? And was there ever a doubt?
No.
There ever a doubt?
There was never a doubt when Will Wade was here that he was going to find a way to get it done. And there was never a doubt now that Matt McMahon's here that we're going to find a way to fail.
Yes. And that we are the best at snatching defeat from the jaws of victory before the game even tips off when it comes to men's basketball at LSU. And and for my next coach, I just don't want to feel like that.
Yeah. Yeah, even though it was a competitive game for the first half, last night, Valentine's Day, so I had to take the wife to dinner. So we left because the game started at 5. We went to dinner for 6. And so the score at halftime, she's like, hey, what's the score of the game? And I'm like, it's close, but there's no way we're going to win. And so, like, even though it was close, there was never a single thought in my head that we were going to win the game.
Right. Like, it was...
Yeah.
We're gonna figure out a way to lose because why? Bad teams find different ways to lose. It just is what it is, and you have a bad program from the top all the way to the bottom, and that just is what it is. So, getting the negative out the way, I do want to kind of dip our toe into like the overall vibe of
Xavier Pinson. Xavier Pinson. Yeah.
Good job, Daniel.
He transferred to New Mexico after he left here, but he was from Missouri before that. And New Mexico just was stuck in my head.
Yeah. So overall, like even with the basketball program being the complete absolute toilet that it is, Louisiana is still like up right now. Like we got Mardi Gras going on. I mean, Drew Brees is literally rolling through the streets right now as a Grand Marshal in Bacchus, much to the chagrin of one Zombie Bob.
I can't wait till a week from tonight. You and him going at it.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait for that. I've been baking this cake for 3 weeks now. I cannot wait for this episode.
Just wait though. I mean, because just be prepared because he has been, he's been doing this bit for like 16 years now. So he's been argued at for 16 years. I used to try to argue with him about it 16, 15 years ago. And then I was just like, this guy's crazy when it comes to Drew Brees.
Hey, look, so this may come across insensitive, and I apologize for all the sensitive people in the chat, But my grandfather taught me a lesson when I was younger. You have a responsibility to give people rope. You don't have the responsibility to teach them what to do with it.
Mhm.
And they can do one or two things. They can pull themselves up or they can hang themselves. My space is going to be to give Zombie Bob rope. And I'm going to let his words dictate what he does with that rope.
I got him one time to admit that if his children's lives were on the line and he could only pick a Saints quarterback to lead the game-winning drive, which
Mm-hmm.
quarterback would he pick? Because he's big on Archie Manning. He'll tell you Archie Manning's better than Drew Brees.
Huh?
However, when the time I pinned him down and made him choose it because his kids' lives were on the line, he picked Drew Brees. That's the closest I've ever gotten to him admitting the truth.
Oh my God. What up,
But other
line
than
up
that,
LeBlanc? What's
we'll
going on,
save
man?
that argument for next week.
Yes, yes. I saw line up LeBlanc's getting ready to do a pod for Southeastern, so y'all be on the lookout for that. LTFU baby. Line
Yeah.
BF up, baby. Let's go. But yeah, so overall the vibes around the state are high. Spanish Town Parade was yesterday in Baton Rouge. Endymion absolutely crushed it last night in New Orleans. And then of all things, we had Lane, our Lane Kiffin, being awarded the key to the city in New Orleans. Did you see that?
Yeah. That was, hey, what do you think it's like for him? Now, like me and you, we've seen the images. I don't know if you've ever been in the Superdome. I've never actually been in the Superdome for the extravaganza. I've been to
No,
Endymion a
I've
million
never been
times.
inside. I've never been inside for the extravaganza.
I remember the first year Zombie Bob rode in Endymion. I stayed at his house that night. And so like the next morning, I remember we had coffee. We were sitting there, and he was reliving the moment that that his float entered the Superdome, and you just see the sea of people. You see the lights. You see, and now they have fireworks. I don't think they
Yes.
had fireworks back then. However many years ago that I mean that was 8 years, 10 years ago for Zombie Bob. But can you imagine Lane Kiffin, who's never been to Mardi Gras, who's never seen Endymion before, never seen this. So he rides in this parade. He's seeing all these people, but then he enters the Superdome because that's the moment that Zombie Bob said the first time was just, it blew his mind. But he's riding on top of that tiger and the fireworks are just going off. There's a sea of people that has to be so surreal because there's
Right.
nothing
So
else like it.
I'm gonna talk about this for a second,
Go.
and it goes to what you how you just laid that out. Everybody looks at Lane's responses and how he does things and his mannerisms and think that he's miserable. Let me get you guys to understand something. An introvert will be an introvert. If an introvert does not want to be bothered with people, you know what they're not going to do? Reach out to people for them to be bothered with, no matter how much money they have. Lane Kiffin has every single excuse in the world to not let common folk like myself or Daniel walk up to him, touch him on the shoulder, and say, "Hey, let me get a selfie with you." So you can say he looked miserable. His actions told you he couldn't believe what the hell he was really dealing with. It's when it's your first time on the parade, period. And I
Yeah.
mean, we're not talking about, Chewbacca's. Like,
Yeah.
brother went from the kitty to not to like putting his feet in the sand at the beach to I'm skydiving into the ocean. There was no in between. He jumped right into Endymion, and then, like you said, he jumps out into this. He rides. You load on the float at 3 o'clock. He didn't make it into the dome until 10.
Yeah.
So you're riding a 7 hour float. You're seeing nothing but a sea of people everywhere you go. And then once you enter the dome, you thought it was amazing outside. And then you enter the dome and you're like, whoa, crap, this is a whole nother level.
Yeah.
How do you expect someone to respond to that? And then most of the people who are on these parade routes, who are on these floats, are lit.
Mm-hmm.
They're drunk or high or both. And you can
Combination of
tell,
both, usually. Yeah.
exactly, and you can tell Lane was very sober. Like, Lane was very, very sober. So let's not sit up here and say he looked miserable, because go back to all the other photo ops he's ever taken in his life. He looks like a dork. No insult to him, no shade. He's a football nerd.
Yes.
That's what he is. And if y'all remember, most of you in the chat do remember the nerds in high school. If you're not the nerd now, who's just grown up, you didn't really know how to take pictures too well.
That's true.
I know for a fact in high school, I was not photogenic at all. I have my high school photos sitting in this desk right now. They are absolute dog trash.
Well, yeah. What am I doing with my hands?
Right,
You know, the
like,
whole
like, how
I'm
do I
standing next to a
smile,
girl. What do I do?
Right? Do I smile? Do I show teeth? Do I not show teeth?
Yes.
Like, I got an overbite. So do I? How does my mouth fit?
I used to do this half smile thing. when
That's what
was
I
like,
did.
Yeah, like I can't even do it anymore. I was so stupid.
It's like,
Yes.
like, so you think he sits around all day practicing how to take pictures? No. Like, do you think you can see on social media who he's hanging out with? Most of the time it's his family. Like, if you're not around strangers, you know who you're gonna look awkward around? Strangers. So yes, he looked weird to you, because we are a personable culture. As we grow up, our environment dictates that we have to be around other people if you want to be social, because we're a sociable environment. We go out, we party, we have crawfish boils, festivals, and not to mention Mardi Gras. And you know what you do during a lot of those things? You sit there, you smile, and you do what? You take pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And the more pictures you take, you know what you do? That smile look like shit. I look like trash. Or your wife corrects you and tells you, why do you look like a jackass right here? Let's retake this. Like, be honest with yourself. He ain't from the South, guys. He doesn't do it like us. He's going to look a little awkward. And that's perfectly fine. Because you know what he's being? Himself.
Yes.
He's being genuine. So while you guys sit up there and poke fun at him, he's doing something that all of us wish we could do. And he's actually taking the extra step to ingratiate himself with those people in that crowd. That is different. Because I don't remember another head coach riding in Endymion. I don't remember the last. And Ed Ogeron was from Louisiana.
You know, I was thinking about that today. It was surprising he's never been in any parade.
Parade.
Yeah.
Any parade. Any parade.
Unless I don't, maybe I'll have to check with Zombie Bob to see if he was in Crew of Carrollton.
I was just about to say maybe he was in Crew of Carrollton. You know, yeah. But even then, I think we probably would have remembered, because it's a big deal for the LSU head coach to be at a parade. Not only was he in the parade, the mayor of the city decided to give the coach at the school in Baton Rouge a key to the city of New Orleans.
Yeah.
And I said this online because, like you said, Moose, Tulane fans crying about it. Beautiful thing.
I loved it.
I love it too. And look, Line Up, I know you're not poking fun or anything. I know that. I'm not worried about that. I'm putting that out there for everybody else who is trying to poke fun. Because I see people trying to spin a narrative, and I want to make sure we get this out here so we can get a better context around this idea and open up our minds to these different possibilities for who we are discussing. We have to remove ourselves from these situations. We aren't talking about ourselves. We're talking about a different person, a man who grew up as a multimillionaire and now is coming to Louisiana as a super multimillionaire. All right? Like, let's remove all that. But back to my point, Tulane fans absolutely up in arms, crying about the coach for LSU getting a key to the city of New Orleans. You, Mayor Helena Moreno, new mayor, pissing on the only Division One school to make it to the CFP. Well, this is how you know Tulane is irrelevant when it comes to football. You're not the only school to make it to the CFP. You're the only team to make it to the CFP when there was 12 teams to get in. You got a buddy pass. LSU made it when there was 4 teams. And you know there's only one school to actually go to the playoff and do what you're supposed to do when you get there, which is win it. And that school happens to be LSU. And it proves the point that Tulane, when it comes to football, will always be second to LSU. The coach at LSU matters more to the state of Louisiana than the entire University of Tulane when it comes to football.
Yes.
Plain and simple. You can tell the story of football for the state of Louisiana without Tulane University if we need to. You can't do it without LSU. You can't tell the story of the NFL without LSU. You can't tell the story of college football without LSU. You know why? We have 3 Heisman Trophy winners.
And don't forget those national championships.
I'm not even talking about the rings we have.
Yeah.
Because that ties into the school directly, just on a player-to-player level. So Tulane, suck it. Nerds, y'all are smart. You got your thing. You produce doctors at an elite level. Thank you. You are contributing to society in a very positive manner. But Lane Kiffin got the key to the city, and that's absolutely amazing for them to do that. And Chance says, does that key to the city get him in Edna Carr, St. Aug, and Brother Martin this year? My brother, those doors were open long before the parade even rolled.
Yeah, as soon as Lane got the job.
Lane Kiffin got those keys the moment he got off the plane. Bryce Brown was in his office that night. So trust that. He already got those keys. So how do you feel right now, like, just overall about the vibes of the city and how things are looking and how things are going right now?
Well,
in the state.
It goes back to Lane's whole thing that it's just different. There is no other school in the world, literally in the world, where the head coach is paraded into a venue like the Superdome on top of a Mardi Gras float shaped like a tiger. I mean, this is literally like a fever dream thing scenario. Like, what?
Right.
Is he the first college football coach ever to do this? I mean,
Right.
These things don't happen, and this place is just special. And it just goes to show you when everything's going in the right direction and everybody's aligned, like this place just offers so much more. This state, we might be last in a lot of things, but maybe we prioritize the right things. Maybe food, football, culture, Mardi Gras, maybe these things are worth it. Maybe this is what keeps us happy in life.
Man, you touched on it just right there, bro. Like yes, does education matter? Absolutely. But what is a good education supposed to get you? A good career, so you can be able to afford to live a comfortable life, so you can do what? Be happy.
Yes.
Well, we're already being happy. We're simple-minded people. We don't need a lot. We just need to be able to provide for our families, cook a good meal, have some type of level of leisure entertainment, and chill. Like, your leisure entertainment may be fishing, hunting, watching sports. Well, we have that in spades in Louisiana. And can't nobody outcook us, can't nobody outsmile us, can't nobody outserve us. So
it's only appropriate that as you're saying that, Zombie Bob, that text message alert, I don't know if you heard that. He sent me, I think it was just to me, not to me and you.
Yeah.
Of him on a float in Bacchus funneling a beer.
Like that's quintessential Louisiana. Like
Here's another
can't
one.
you cannot get that anywhere else. And like you say, Moose, it is literally just different. It is absolutely just different. Chance Babin says in the chat, Ole Miss fans must have been hating it so bad. They can't read or understand what Mardi Gras is, so they don't know how to hate it. They just ignored it because they don't know how much it means. They don't know what this experience is. They just know Mardi Gras is a fun thing, and it's like, oh God, look, Lane's on the float. If they really understand what that symbol meant, like that moment, that symbolic moment of him rolling into the dome on that tiger in an Odell Beckham Jr. jersey.
Yeah.
If they understood what those things meant, that moment means for this state, they would have been crying about it. But they don't get it. And that's cool because they're not from here. They're not Louisianians. So they shouldn't understand it and appreciate it. But like you said, Daniel, the alignment around this state right now is so amazing. And it's all because we got the guy who's buying into it. And he's not just saying it. Like he said it last night in his speech. I never been to Mardi Gras. And you heard it when he talked when he did his press conference after National Signing Day. I didn't know anything about Louisiana like that. I came here for football, right? But all of these other things that he didn't realize was baked into the culture already. You can see he's being pulled in, like sincerely. He's sincerely starting to buy in. And if we can get the guy who buys into just Louisiana being Louisiana, holy hell.
Yeah. I have a friend that used to say that about Ed Orgeron. What was
No.
it? But no, about how like Ed didn't embrace. He was a fabric of Louisiana.
Yes.
And so my buddy used to say, he's like, he drives me nuts on the football field, like on the field, some of the coaching decisions, because this was in like 2021. Yeah, because that was what hurricane hit in 21? Ida,
Ida.
right before the
That was,
season.
that was 20. Hurricane Ida. And it was in COVID. It was August of 2020.
We had what was the game where the team had to go to Houston and practice in Houston?
That was Ida.
Yeah, it was a 20 seat. Well,
That was a COVID.
I don't remember whatever the scenario was.
Yeah, whatever scenario.
It doesn't matter if it was 20 or 21, but it was when Ed was frustrating us around that time.
Yes. No, Ida was a 21 season. So yeah.
Okay, so yeah, because then that makes sense because he was already frustrated with Ed, so he must have been frustrated with Ed after the 20 season.
Yeah.
Because I agreed with him because it wouldn't have been going into the 20 season because I would have defended Ed.
Coming off 2019.
Yeah. So we were saying that, as much as he frustrates us on the field, there's certain times where he says things about the state of Louisiana and it just hits different. And so when you have a guy, Les Miles bought in here, right. Nick Saban bought in here. Brian Kelly was the only coach we've had since Curly Hallman. And Curly Hallman probably bought in more than Brian Kelly did. But when Ed would say things about the state of Louisiana, it just hits you different, Yep. And so when you have somebody like Lane, who is one of the big names, he's one of the guys coaching wise, and now you combine that with he's a guy that has embraced Louisiana and all that it is about. That's the combination that just gets you ready to run through a brick wall for this guy, and which means that come whatever that date is it August or September against Clemson, that stadium's going to be ready because everybody's going to be bought in for Lane Kiffin. And we are all I'll be in that number. We will have his back. I don't care if it's 120 degrees. Like, I'll just be sweating there, ready to go full throat, have Lane Kiffin's back.
Brian Kelly still says crayfish is such a GOAT comment.
I posted that video just now.
Oh, you did?
Of Zombie Bob. Now that I see it a little bit closer, it's either Zombie Bob or the guy next to him, because this guy looks a little bit bigger than Zombie Bob actually. And so,
I'll check it out. But no, like
but
that.
G Moose says, a true legend, a true effing legend, Zombie Bob, all hail.
Yes, yes. So this is so like you said, that buy-in though is special. Like for me, when it came to Ed, it was different just because he's from here. So I mean, I'm not giving you a pass for that. Like you better be bought in. This is
Yeah.
literally where you're from. Like you talk like us. Nobody will ever fit this program like you because you literally are from here. And I was pissed off because now because Ed was the head coach, everybody looked for a natural fit like that. And it's like, no, that's not how fit is earned. Like that's not how you don't just grow up and become the coach at LSU. Fit is earned by you coming in and acquiescing into the culture naturally, you buying into this society and you fitting into the society, not trying to make the society fit into you. And that's what Brian Kelly was absolutely trying to do. He was trying to force Louisiana to meet him where he was. We don't work like that. Like you're coming to our place. We welcomed you to our home. And while we want you to stay and feel welcome, we want you to take your shoes off at the front door, but you are not comfortable enough to go into the refrigerator yourself just yet. You haven't earned that right.
Yeah.
And so much so now you got put out. Lane Kiffin not only is able to go in the refrigerator, Grandma gonna give him a little taste out the pot.
Mm-hmm.
He is buying in. Clover is in the chat just
I
flaming
saw that.
Brian Kelly.
That was one of the ones I was laughing at just now.
Shout out Jacob Hester. I know you may not be watching this. Maybe you are. Jacob Hester absolutely loves Piccadilly. I'm going to clip this and tag him in it. Brian Kelly likes Piccadilly gumbo.
Now, here's the thing. I do like Piccadilly.
I'm not mad at Piccadilly at all,
Okay.
but I'm not eating Piccadilly gumbo.
I'm not eating Piccadilly gumbo either,
I'm not eating Piccadilly gumbo. I'm
but I
not
do
eating
like Piccadilly.
Piccadilly's not bad.
Yeah.
Like I used to look forward to going to Piccadilly after church with my great grandmother. All right,
You see,
like
mine goes back with my grandfather. That was the one place he loved to eat. And so I went to Piccadilly with my grandfather. Whew, just the two of us, probably
yeah,
like 50 times, because
yes,
that was the one
yes,
place he would love to go eat. So, like, it always brings me back to my
to those
grandfather.
memories. Yeah,
Yeah. Because
absolutely.
when my parents got divorced, my dad moved to Mandeville. And so my mom moved in with her dad. And so my grandfather was like a second dad to me, so not on the same side of the family as
Right, right,
Zombie
right.
Bob. So that was always the place like, hey, he'd go, hey, you want to go to Piccadilly? And I'm like, heck yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now I go back and the fish is not as good as it used to
No,
be.
no, no. The food doesn't taste like how we remember it as kids,
No, but it's
but
the
it's the
vibe.
nostalgia. You're right,
Yeah.
it's a nostalgia. Like we are definitely a nostalgia generation, so that's why most of these places are still open. Because for me, Piccadilly is where I learned my love of apple pie.
Ooh,
Like
that's a good choice.
what?
But I'm a lemon icebox pie though guy from
No,
there.
no, no, no. Look, as you get older, your taste buds do change and mature. All right,
Yeah.
like that lemon icebox pie at Piccadilly is
That's
definitely
might be the best thing they
that is
got.
that is goated. And anybody who has any slander for lemon icebox pie at Piccadilly, me and you need to have a one-on-one talk, straight up, plain and simple. Paul said David and I were talking, walking out of the box, and we agree Cookie is going to be a problem when he grows up. Dude has spent way too much time with beautiful women not to be a demon.
The best part of that comment is that is 1,000%
That's
true.
so true.
That
It's
is
so
so on the
true.
spot.
But not only that, look at the other advantage as well because you're seeing your uncle navigate and slick talk to these recruits. So
Hmm.
you're gonna be able to flip that to how you can pick up on females when you get older too. So you're gonna be recruiting from both angles. Then Paul says Golden Corral is goaded. Golden Corral's all right. Ain't
And
bad.
then, so Cookie's mom is Asian or something, right? Like he's got a
Yeah,
little Asian in him.
yeah, he's got some
So he's
Asian in
got
him.
that, like, Women love that slight
that exotic
exotic.
look. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yes.
So
That
that's why that
exotic look.
kid's gonna be a demon, man.
Yes, yes, yes. That half white, half Asian. He can really
Yes.
go as Caucasian.
Yeah.
Yes,
But it's that subtle exotic look that women go after.
they all absolutely love it. Piccadilly had that cube Jello on deck. They did. That Jello was goaded.
Golden
Let's
Corral getting some love in the chat.
yeah. That was Paul saying Golden Corral is definitely goaded. Let's
I
get
think
Matt
I've
saying
only
I ain't
eaten
afraid
it.
of Golden Corral.
I think I've only eaten at Golden Corral one time in my
Really?
entire. Yeah. See, we were a Ryan's family.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes
The
sense. That makes
like
sense.
both even my divorced parents both would take us to Ryan's because both
That
lived
makes
next
sense.
to a Ryan's. So I wasn't really a Golden Corral family as much of a
Ryan's used to
Ryan.
be everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Ryan's actually absolutely used to be. Ryan's was killing it. Ryan's was better, but they disappeared. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I've just
Paul said the
never
Corral replaced Ryan's.
one time 20 years ago, I think. It's been forever.
So, yeah, look, like Golden Corral is good. Oh, see, this one here, Shoney's was
I was already
absolutely
thinking
goated.
about that when they
Me
said with
too.
the cube jello.
The
And when I was a
Shoney's
kid,
breakfast buffet.
I would get two things: bacon for days,
Oh,
and
and what was
then
what was
and
the other one? What was the
the
other one?
strawberry banana thing that they had going on.
Yeah, like the strawberries banana shortcake thing.
Yeah, whatever it was, like a mixture of strawberry and
Yes,
banana. I don't know what it
yes,
was
yes,
going on, but those were
yes,
the two
yes,
things that those were the
yes,
only two things I'd get
yes,
on my plate.
yes. Austin in the chat says Shoney's gave you the you know what. I don't know about you, brother. My stomach was built for it. That's
Yeah,
Shoney's
that's probably how it
breakfast
built my stomach
buffet.
back in.
Right. That's Shoney's breakfast buffet. Don't y'all talk anything. That got me through some hard days. All right. Those pancakes and that bacon. Still to this day, I can't find bacon on the buffet line that can top that Shoney's, man. Absolutely amazing. Shoney's, oh my, you could buy the best weed behind the one in
I
Hammond.
don't know where the one in Hammond was.
Oh, so you know what an Applebee's is?
In Hammond, no.
Yeah. Really? I not off
I
I not
12,
12. No, it's not 12. 6
55.
10. Yeah, I-55, that's it. I-55, take the I-55 exit just when you go just before you take the southeastern exit. I can't
Oh, I know that road you're
so
talking about. I know.
it's right across from there's a Golden Corral, funny
Yeah.
enough. That sits behind not a golden it's a Golden Corral that sits right there. There's like a residence inn off the interstate.
Hmm.
There's a Chevron gas station. It's like you're going to Walmart and
Yes, I
Chili's.
know exactly where you're
So
talking about.
that Applebee's was
Because
right
you got to
there.
go a
And
little bit. Yeah.
yeah, so the Shoney's was on the other side, like tucked off away.
Yeah. That's because, yeah, what Paul just said, right next,
Yep.
same road as the Ross
Same road as
Downing.
Ross Downings. Yep. So yeah, I that's where that Shoney's was, man.
I mean, I spent 3 semesters at Southeastern. I started my college career at Southeastern for 3 semesters. Um, that's a story in and of itself. That could be a 45-minute story. But I was commuting. So I was in Hammond every day, but I was also like going to class because my goal was to go to SLU for a few semesters and then go to LSU, and which I pulled off. But I tried to spend as little time as possible in Hammond so that I just go to class and get to LSU, which I was able to pull off and get a degree from LSU. So it all worked out in the long run.
Proud of you, sir.
Yeah, all my friends say usually the story goes the other way, where people started at LSU and finished at Southeastern. And
Right.
one of my friends years ago was like, I think you're the only person I know that started at Southeastern, finished at
Finished at
LSU. Like
LSU, right.
everybody has that plan, but that might be the hard one to pull off.
Lacobra asks, "Where's the closest Shoney's now?" I know for a fact that the one in New Orleans on the West Bank Expressway is still open, and they serve breakfast. And I have not been in a while.
We'll have to ask Angry Capri about that one.
Yeah, definitely. Lacobra says, "SLU peeps stand up," and then Chance Babin says, "The food show." Look, we call this show Timeouts and Tangents for a reason.
Oh yeah.
Right? definitely went on a tangent. Like we
I
got to do
told
it.
AP last week, like, I don't need an agenda. Like,
Yeah,
we can
no,
go
like
whatever way.
yeah,
The only
like
reason, the only
no. Go
reason
ahead,
we
Dan.
have an agenda when we have Zombie Bob on is because we have to keep him contained. Because if you don't contain Zombie Bob, like, that's
So
you.
you want to
You
know
don't know
what's
where you're gonna
funny?
end up.
You want to know what's funny? And I'm gonna give y'all a little peek behind the blinds. I don't have agendas for my or outlines for my show either. I have like I keep it loose for a reason, so I can keep conversation even when I do solo shows. But when I did my show with Bob, I outlined it.
You have to.
I outlined it because I knew for a fact if I allowed him to pull me down a rabbit hole, I was just gonna go all the way in with him. So for his safety and mine, I definitely took that tip from you on that. Um,
Yes.
but but like going, like we said, going back to it, the vibes around the state are just absolutely peak right now. And unfortunately, we thought the women's basketball team were gonna be able to keep that going too, but they came up just a little bit short. How did you feel watching that South Carolina game last night?
I did catch the end of that one, so we got home because that one started at 7:30, right?
Yeah, that one started at
Cause,
seven
yeah,
thirty
because there
one.
was a couple of tables around us in the restaurant that they were decked out in all black LSU gear that were clearly going to the game. Um, and so we went and got some coffee afterwards, and I'm 40 years old. One of me and my wife's favorite thing to do after we actually get away time away from the kids is we actually go to Barnes and Noble. It's like the nerdiest thing you could possibly do. But and then I end up buying like 4 books, but I'm in the middle. Well, that's a tangent. I don't want to go down that road. But anyway, so we got home after halftime, so it would have been 8:30 ish. Um,
Okay.
and so it was tied, or it was like a 1 point
Forty-one
game.
forty. 41-40 I have.
Yeah. So I watched the whole second half, and there's just I always just have this. I don't know what it is. I have this feeling every time we play South Carolina that we're going to lose, and it reminds me. The analogy I used last night is it reminds me of Les in the later years going up against Nick Saban,
In
where
Alabama, yep.
they're similar teams, like similar styles that they want to play, and I'm talking like before Lane Kiffin came to Alabama and but before Les got fired, obviously,
Right.
where they were similar styles, and you just knew that like Les's version of the team, of a physical team, was inferior to Nick Saban's version of physical. And that's just kind of how I feel when it comes to Kim Mulkey versus Dawn Staley. Like, no offense to Kim Mulkey, like obviously she's won a national championship here, won multiple ones at Baylor, but it just feels like that matchup just is in their favor. And you
Right.
had some calls go your way late in the game that you probably shouldn't have got, and then you
No.
still have a chance to you're down one to shoot 2 free throws.
And
It's
you
just like
miss.
the pressure of that moment
Yeah.
just swallowed up Flaugier, who's your best player, one of your best players. And so it's like you can't overcome that hurdle. And
Look,
so that's what it feels like to me. It feels like
I,
Les
s-
Miles, Nick Saban in the later Les
I
years.
think that's a perfect way to line that up. Because I mean, I don't know if you realize this, but they mentioned it on the broadcast last night. But it's now 18 games in a row LSU's women's basketball team has lost at the hands of South Carolina.
In basketball, that's
Eight,
insane.
18 times in a basketball game. That is ridiculous. Like, you know how hard that is to do?
Yeah.
That's hard to do. Like, you can't look up on one.
And
And
that's the thing. It's not like football.
right, like at all. So when I look, I think I was on with Carter and we were talking about this, or it may have been with y'all. And someone asked me about like LSU and South Carolina. I was like, I'll tell you right now, LSU loses a close game. And like, what? Like, how are you saying that this far? I was like, I can tell you why. We don't have enough size to match up with South Carolina, and we damn sure don't have enough shooting. We are a mid-range team, and that does not play out right now. Like, you need a three-point specialist. We don't have that. And if you don't have a three-point specialist, you better have big bodies. We don't have that. We don't have either.
Mhm.
We have speed. We have craftiness on defense, but it's an inconsistent. And if we're not out running in the break, we're not putting up points. Like that plays in the South Carolina's favor. And they didn't put Bella Knox into the game until late. And I forgot about the other young lady, number 3, who came in and just absolutely put clamps on Tessa Johnson for the third quarter, which tilted the game back into our favor. So that
Bella Hines, is that
Bella
right?
Hines, that's who I was thinking about. I
Yeah.
said Bella Knox. Oh my god, Bella Hines. They
Yeah,
put
that's right.
Bella Hines in, and it's like why you didn't do this in the second quarter when you saw Tessa starting to get hot? Like, where was this adjustment sooner? Like, you needed more grit on this floor for this
Yeah.
game than anything else because you weren't going to outmaneuver them. You weren't going to outman them because you're undersized. And you damn sure weren't going to outshoot them because you don't have shooters.
Yeah.
So what do you have? You got heart and competitiveness. You needed as much heart on that court as you could get. Plain and simple. So,
But Kim doesn't play the freshman. And that's been a thing for a few years now.
you gotta get over that.
Yeah.
You gotta get over that.
That's where she's a
Something
little too old school.
Yes, like you gotta.
And
let
I
that
think
go.
she's a great coach, obviously.
I love Kim Mulkey. I wouldn't trade Kim Mulkey for anyone else. Like I wouldn't outside of Dawn Staley. Legit.
Yeah.
And Dawn Staley ain't going nowhere. And deservedly so. She shouldn't. But we got to figure something out. And I know they had that big 5-star recruit coming in for her visit last night at the game. And I'm glad the PMAC was rocking. So hopefully we can have some incoming size. And then you get some size within the portal. Because South Carolina is always going to have bigs.
Mm-hmm. They're always
Like-
going to be bigger. They're going to be longer. And just because, like, who said it in the chat earlier? Was it Chance that said that we're not as talented? And that
Yeah.
was kind of my
And
point
I
of the
was coming-
analogy with those later less teams weren't as talented as Nick Saban's teams, but they kept trying to go toe to toe with them.
Yep.
And when they've got 6'6" and you've got 6'1", you just can't try to out physical them that way.
Right. You can't play. And you play similar styles.
Yes.
You play
And they're better than you.
They just play your style that you play. They're playing the style you want to play,
Yeah.
and you're just not there yet. You want to play inside out game. You just don't have it. You don't have the pieces for it. The one time that you did have a chance to play that game was with Angel Reese, and y'all still didn't lose. Y'all still didn't win. So it's not there for it, and that's okay. So David is finally in the chat with us. What's going on, David? He
The
said he
golden
finally-
boy.
Yeah, he
as
finally
as
finished
Paul
his
said.
recap. And my eyes are worn DF out. Paul says, David, the golden boy of the Go team. You better believe it. If y'all have not checked out David and his writing on the Go team, please go do so. He is a new writer and contributor for the Go Team pod on the website, which I am also proud to consider myself a partner of. Thank you, Daniel, for adding me to the page.
No problem.
And I'll be having some contributions coming for high school football later on when high school football season kicks off. So
Yes.
but we got some good things bubbling up here, guys. If y'all aren't tapped in, so I'm going to make this a quick ad break. If you're not following us on social media, we have 28 live viewers right now between all platforms. Go to each of our platforms. Hit the button. It is free. We want to keep the content free. We love doing this because we want you guys to hear our thoughts and our opinions. Press subscribe on both the YouTube channels. This is why we're crossing streams, so we can grow these things together. Y'all can keep getting the content that we know you guys love and want to hear, plain and simple. There's a chance, again, in the chat, going back to that point, Kim has never had a more talented team than Dawn since being at LSU. No, she hasn't. And you're absolutely right about that. And I don't know when she's going to have a team that will be more talented than that.
Yeah. And like we were saying, you don't necessarily have to have the more talented team to win one game. And that's where I'm a little disappointed that she's now 0-6 versus Dawn Staley. Like at some
Yes.
point, I'm okay with 1-5 because Dawn Staley's
She's the GOAT.
she's the GOAT right now who's in her
Right.
prime. Like,
Right. She's prime Saban.
yeah, where Kim's older, Gino Auriemma's older. Like
Yep.
Dawn is the alpha right now.
Yes. She runs the sport.
So I'm not saying we need to go toe to toe with them, but 1-5. Can we win one of
Can we
these
win
games?
one? Just one. That's it.
And
I just
may
want one.
and maybe the tournament, the SEC tournament, maybe it's the NCAA tournament where we match up with them
Right.
again, and maybe we win that game. So I might be okay with losing this game if we turn around and win it in the NCAA tournament.
Chance, I get what you're saying. Make a free throw, and you're absolutely right. But even if she would have made the free throw, I still felt like we were going to lose. I didn't have confidence just against this team that we have what it takes to finish these types of games against that squad. And
Yeah,
that's just me personally, but I've seen it so many times. Like you said, now Kim is 0-6, and then this team versus LSU has won 18 times in a row. So until we win one, I will not have the faith that we can win one until we do. We have not earned that grace yet. Plain and simple. And to Paul's point, Michaela was a freshman, but she got limited minutes, especially at the start of the season, and she was one of your better players. And you holding her back was a reason that team suffered because they didn't find a rhythm down the stretch.
yeah.
Moose says in the chat, do y'all think they're grooming Simone to take over when Kim hangs it up? I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it.
No, I think that'd be a great ambassador for the next go. But
Yeah.
after Kim Mulkey, but Kim Mulkey's gonna be here as long as she wants to keep coaching, and she's one of those.
Yeah.
She's one of those type A, like Saban types that are going to coach for as long as she can, as
Yes.
long as she's physically able to.
Yes. Chan says missing out on Sarah Strong was huge. She's a dog at UConn now. Yes, absolutely. That's definitely a setback. And my Tigers are in Austin going to practice tomorrow. Game Tuesday night against the Horns. What up, Dr. John Sibley Butler? Thank you for joining us in the chat again tonight. I appreciate it. La Cobra said, and I want to bring this up to you, Daniel. Defund the men's basketball team and give it to baseball. I'm not biased at all.
I saw that earlier. Here's the thing. This might be my controversial take. One time All Things Go was in our chat, and he goes, secretly Daniel's really the heel. And this is one of these takes where there's some truth in that. Where, listen, the women's basketball program loses $8 million a year.
Yes,
it's insane. There is no other sport. There is no other single sport in the NCAA that loses more money than LSU women's basketball. Not women's basketball at every sport. LSU women's basketball loses more money than any other sport in college athletics. That's ridiculous. Like, we need to reel that in. And I do understand that was part of the negotiations of bringing in Kim Mulkey. That was basically the only way you were going to get her, was basically by giving her carte blanche to do whatever the hell she wants to do. That's why we schedule away games in Shreveport. We schedule away games at, where did we play? Georgia State this year.
Yeah.
Like, we're losing money playing non-competitive teams
that we have to pay to play.
Yeah. And then the black jerseys, and everybody's getting black shirts in the stands. Like, come on, man. Like, we need to, I'm not saying cancel women's basketball. I'm saying we need to do some budget cuts.
Yeah, like,
because we could use that on another analyst for the football team. Because if we win a football national championship, none of us give a shit what happens in women's basketball, right. Or to everybody's point, or baseball. Give some of that money to baseball.
That's what I was about to say. So let's look at this, like, holistically. You're about to fire your head coach for the men's basketball team, right? The revenue share is only going to be what the revenue share is. It's a fixed number. We know what it is. It's going to increase a little bit here and there as time goes on, but we know it's not a huge number. And every team has to get a piece of an already small number that the football program is going to take majority of anyway. So there's not a lot left to go around. If you're giving a big piece of that pie to the women's team and you want to bring in a head coach for the basketball program that actually does make money contributing to this revenue share, somebody's got to fall. And it damn sure can't be the baseball team that's won 2 natties in 3 seasons and is on pace to win another one. And you know damn well it ain't going to be the football team.
Yeah.
So you got either got shit or get off the pot. If you want to keep what you're getting, you better go win another national championship this year. The Sweet 16 ain't going to cut it. Because Jay deserves to be second in line behind the football team right now.
Yes.
And then the men's team, because they actually contribute to the revenue pie, with the new administration, deserves to be third.
And I do have a friend of a friend that works at TAF. And those numbers, when it comes to like the reported numbers, are just through the athletic department. TAF does raise more money for baseball than any other sport besides football. So,
Well, I mean,
but
they
that's
have to.
donations. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
was about to say
donation money.
they have to go out there and get those donations because otherwise you're not bringing in the level of talent that you can with the 13 scholarship rule, like
Yeah.
which is the dumbest rule in all of college sports. But they have to go get all that money because that supplements the scholarship issues. So I'm not shocked by that stat at all. At
And
all.
part of it has to do with the outdatedness of the PMAC, that there's not enough premium seating because
Yes.
TAF gets that premium seating dollars, not the athletic department. So like sweet money goes to get sweet tickets for Tiger Stadium, you have to go through TAF. You don't actually go through LSU. Same
You
thing
got some
for,
connections.
do I for that?
Mm-hmm.
No. Well, I mean, yes, but you got to pay for the sweet tickets for. Oh no. Chip was trying to get me to buy sweet or no club tickets this year, and I'm like, man, I got a lot going on right now. I don't want to. I don't want to commit to that, and they'll probably jack up the price out of this world. He's like, well, at least send an email and ask about it. I'm like, whoa, we're pumping the brakes here, because I've already got 6 football season tickets, and I don't even like sitting in the club seats that much for a
You
football
got
game.
6?
Yeah, I got 6 season tickets. We
You
have
use
12
all of them?
together. I got some other friends that have 4. We have 12 together, and then I have 2 in the north end zone, the 12 together in the south end zone. And it's me, I have 4, and 2 other friends have 4 and 4. But they live in Houston, so there are games like when we play Southeastern or La
Yeah.
Tech, they'll give me their tickets. So I usually just give them away to my employees. Um, so I end up being the ticket guy, but they're not all mine.
Gotcha.
But I have 6 season tickets, but I'll end up certain games with access
With
to more. But I can tell you right now, everybody's asking me for Texas tickets.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
that's
That's part of the reason why I'm going to end up getting my season tickets again this year. So,
yeah. Oh,
like when they said that there are 15,000 season ticket requests, I humbly put my hand up like, "Yep, I'm one."
my
But I'm not
niece was
new. I'm just a renew.
my niece was at my house last week for the Super Bowl, and she's like, "Hey, can I have 2 tickets for the Texas game?" I'm like, "Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there." She's like, "Well, I want to bring a friend. Um, she goes to Texas," and I'm like, "Well, you just knocked yourself out of the lottery right there."
Sucks to suck.
Yeah, like
Sure.
you shouldn't have told me that.
Right.
Yeah, like you're automatically ixnayed right now.
Right, because we're trying to pack the stadium with LSU fans. Like we
Yeah.
don't want anybody in burnt orange coming into the Tiger Stadium. Are you crazy?
But yeah,
Back.
I'm not a fan of for certain games. Like if it's LSU versus La Tech, club seats, or like today, friends here in the chat were sitting in the suites for Milwaukee games
Yep.
today.
Yep.
So there's certain games where that is awesome. For when LSU plays Ole Miss, that when Ole Miss comes here the first time, I don't want to be in the suites. I don't want to be in the clubs. I'm a man of the people.
Yeah, I'm a
I
man of
want
the
to be
people.
somewhere where I can be ridiculous and it's
Yes,
socially acceptable.
yes,
And I've been
yes.
in
I
this.
want, I want to, I want to piss people off. Like
Yes, I've been in the.
2019, 2019 Florida, like being on the sidelines, screaming at Florida fans. Kyle Trask better stop throwing at Derek Stingley before he makes him pay.
Oh yeah, that interception was right in
And
the
then
end zone, right in front of
and
us in
then
the
he
south end zone.
made them pay, and I just kept doing the Gator chomp right in front of them, screaming, "It sucks to be a Florida Gator." My favorite memory as a fan.
Yeah, they what was it? LSU Alabama 2022, the overtime game we won. Eli Ricks, he's back in Tiger Stadium after transferring to Alabama. Chip is sitting next to me, and Chip is screaming at the top of his lungs, like, F you, you effing traitor, you felt like screaming. This woman 3 rows in front of us his turns around like at some point in the second quarter. She's like, he can't hear you. And some guy we don't even know, like 2 rows behind Chip, goes, fuck that dude. He can say whatever he wants. And then the whole section went nuts. Yeah, fuck Eli Ricks. So that,
I
like, there's
love it.
games like that. You can't do those sort of things. You can't have those moments
In
in
the
the
club
club
level. And
suites.
that's what
In
Lacover's saying right here. You know, I love chirping the dugout, talking about the baseball team and letting the umps know how bad they are. Can't do that up in the suite. No, you can't. You
yeah.
absolutely can't. You just got to sit there and enjoy it. Like I get some sweet tickets to go see the Saints and the Falcons play in Atlanta, and I love walking through the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in all black and gold and going to the club levels, like in
Yes.
black and gold. Like, yes, bastards, I'm in your backyard and I'm putting my feet up. Now, granted, I can't talk trash, but it feels good being in a box in Atlanta in black and gold. Like, it does. Unfortunately, I have not been able to watch my team win in Atlanta because we had Derek Carr as a quarterback the last few years I went. It was terrible. But next year it's up. It's our year next year. We're not talking about the Saints right now. Back to LSU because I was going to go on another tangent. Baseball at LSU makes a little money. Football is a bell cow, as Dr. John Sibley Butler says, and you're absolutely right. Jay is only at ease because he has the old money in the state, and they're acquiescing to him as much as they can. They are. LaCobra says, pledge $1,500 to baseball to get your little intimidator, guys.
I paid $8 for my little Shaq statue because that's how much a ticket
Hey.
was.
Yeah, I don't have 1,500 for that. Let's see. Dr. John Sibley Butler. This is a very interesting stat. The Texas team will bring a record 12 starting players from Louisiana, led by Arch Manning and running back James Simon, and freshman cornerback Hayward Howard Jr. will be on that roster as well. Their
Mm-hmm.
nephew. Sad to see him go, but guess what? I'm gonna curse him out like the rest of the Longhorns once they come in Tiger Stadium. I love you, Neff. I do. But I'm cheering for you to not be hurt, but also to not play well. Okay?
Absolutely.
Only one bad game that you're allowed. And that's in November in Tiger Stadium. Thank you. So look, at this point, like the women's team's got to rein it in with the spending. Basketball program's got to make a change. But the baseball program is poised. And that's kind of where I want to spend the rest of this time. Because this series weekend was a thing of beauty. 2
Mm-hmm.
run rule games. You blast them out the park today. Even though Schmitty was a little shaky. Still ended up with what, 6 or 7 Ks on the day?
Oh, I had it pulled up. Oh, he had 9. 9 and 4
yeah.
innings.
Oh, my God. 9 and 4
Is that
innings.
right? Yeah, that's on LSU's website. 9. Jeez.
That's ridiculous. I think we set
Because
a
full
record
disclosure, I didn't watch much today because my son's birthday party was in the middle of it. So like the
49
party started and
strikeouts.
it was like what, 3-2 or three to
Yeah, it was
three?
close.
Yeah, it was no, it was 3-1, and then they made it 3-3. And then I didn't see anything until I opened my phone an hour and a half later, and it was like 21 to something ridiculous. And I'm like, how the hell did this happen in an hour and a half?
It was ridiculous. And like Lacover says in the chat, 49 strikeouts over a series, most by LSU in a series ever. But the most impressive thing with those 49 strikeouts is weren't a lot of walks.
Yes,
Like out
that
of
is.
all the pitchers we saw on the mound, they were pounding the zone. And it wasn't like it was just one ump who gave us a lot of strikeouts. It was consistency every single day this weekend. And you only hit one guy, hit one or two guys. It wasn't a lot of hit by pitches. You did not give them free passes, and it was great. Shout out to Nate Yeske and the coaching staff that and the coaching he's done with this staff because it is elite.
Mm-hmm.
We knew the bats were going to be good. We knew that they had an embarrassment of riches with arms. Even with the shakiness that Schmitty had, I still have no concern for what this lineup can be. How do you feel about that, Daniel?
I was reading Paul's.
I was going to put it up.
By the way, I think I know which one he's talking about. Did I retweet it, Paul? Because I think I retweeted it. Not to create enemies. But anyway, we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
No, so Yeski and yeah, the Caraway thing. Yeah, that was one. I'm pretty sure I retweeted that one. Because I saw that one after I came out of my son's birthday party. But anyway, and Paul, for the record, a lot of people call me the world's biggest troll. So anytime you have any slight trolling, I have nothing but appreciation and love for it. So nothing ever
Brother,
offends me.
my boy was on 10 the other night, all right?
Yes.
Watching that, they're like, oh my God. Like,
Yeah, there
the,
might be some other people who get their feelings hurt a little bit easier. I am not one of those guys. I have nothing but love. See, I love how he says I wasn't trolling per se.
Per se.
Per se. But I didn't see Caraway at second base coming. That was a shocker to me.
That was a shocker to me too.
And that's why I tagged David and Paul before the game, because I'm like, I didn't hear anything about him at second base. But then it makes sense. It's a way to get Pearson in the lineup. Not just as a DH,
right?
But getting him some action in the field. And so then I was like, that actually makes sense. But Jay's that type of guy who just sits there all night and is thinking of different lineup possibilities that are outside the box.
That's Jay Johnson.
But going back to Jay Johnson and Yeski, it is clear as day that they prioritize what I call the ultimate neutralizer in baseball, and that is strikeouts. And they prioritize recruiting and developing pitchers that have the ability to strike out hitters. Because when you can strike out guys, it doesn't matter if the bases are loaded. I've seen it so many times under Jay Johnson where the opposing team has two runners on, bases loaded with one out. And we get out of the inning because we're able to get that second out via strikeout. Right. Because that's what they recruit. And not to throw shade at Paul Maneri, but Paul Maneri was just throw it over the plate and make them hit it. Make them get themselves out.
Yeah, yes. Make them get themselves out. Put the ball in play.
And that's not a wrong theory, but Jay's theory, Yeski's
theory.
Yeah, Jay,
because it leads to more errors and more mistakes. You're playing with fire at that point.
But Jay's just such an elite recruiter that he has, because to get 49 strikeouts in a weekend, it's not just a Cade Anderson and Anthony Irons and a Paul Skeens doing it. It is an entire staff that is built the same way, that just goes out there and just can spin the ball at spin rates that guys from Milwaukee have never
They're
seen and at
not. They're not.
velocities they've never seen. And those balls are just dancing and ducking and diving, and they got no chance. And it's so there's nothing better than
It's
seeing that
beautiful,
because there's
and the
nothing
AI.
demoralizing to the other team when they got a runner, let's say one out, runner on third and second, and all of a sudden we get a strikeout and then we're out of the inning.
Right.
Yeah,
And I
so
want to put this PSA out there. No, no, you have no. I'm the one cutting you off. I'm sorry for stepping on you. I want to put this PSA out there because of how our approach to pitching is pounding the zone. Guess what, guys? You're gonna give up runs.
yeah,
That's what comes with it. You're not trying to get guys to chase. You're trying to get guys to swing and miss. You want fans. You want them to fan at the plate. So a guy's gonna get lucky and barrel up a ball and send it out. It's okay. Don't whine, don't bitch, don't moan. Because they got lucky a couple times and you still beat them 21-7.
yeah. Yeah,
They
that
had
the first home run, you were coming at him out of the
you were
gates, and
coming at them.
yeah,
Right.
elevated one a little, and he took it out yard. But
You wrote it out the yard. It's okay. It's all right. And notice, even in that moment, Jay didn't lose. Pulmonary would have lost his mind had that
yes,
happened. And it probably would have pulled Schmidt after two.
Schmidt did have 3 walks, but 9 strikeouts.
But 9 strikeouts. Like, he's got some things to improve on. I think overall it's a solid performance from Schmidt. I think out of all the starters, was he the weakest? Yes.
Yes, but Paul, I mean Paul, because we're talking about Paul.
I'm talking about Paul, right?
I did this the other night where I keep calling Jay Paul. I need to slap myself every time I do that because that is just an
So
absolute
disrespectful.
disgrace. Yeah,
So
it's
disrespectful.
disrespectful to the man. Jay has shown that he will give the super talented guys like a Thatcher Hurd a little bit more leash to kind of work out their issues.
Mm-hmm.
Because the return on the investment in the long run
You
will
get a Thatcher Hurd like you did in Omaha.
yes. And if LSU wants to win the College World Series, which we do, you're going to need the best version of William Schmidt. And so put up with some mistakes early in the season so that hopefully you get the best version of them later in the season. So I say keep riding them. But like
Ride him.
I do think, and maybe this was because I predicted it before the season and we're all biased to our own predictions. I do see Cooper Williams being a starter at some point.
Ooh, that was my next question. Like at some point, Cooper Williams and Cooper Moore have to crack this lineup
Well, I
because
think Cooper Moore's going to end up being your Friday guy.
I I,
And I love Case and
I
Evans.
love Kaysen too, but what I saw from both Cooper and Cooper, the law
Yeah,
firm,
Cooper and Cooper. Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Remember
hanging with Mr. Cooper, that was one of my favorite
hanging with
shows.
Mr. Coopers.
Yeah, hanging with the Coopers.
That was like one of those shows that were always on right when you got home from school.
Yes, we're telling our age right
Yes.
now.
For
So
you, for those of you out there that are around the age of 40, when you came
yes,
home from school.
hanging with Mr. Cooper was definitely on your TV, and then it
Oh
was
yeah.
followed up by Jerry Springer.
Yeah, somewhere in that time frame was Jerry Springer too.
so, so what I saw out of both of the Cooper pitchers was elite pitching.
Yeah.
It was absolutely sick. Now, Paul says in the chat, I disagree on Moore being Friday respectfully. Williams could crack it, but Jay likes having a linchpin in the bullpen when he needs it. And no, that's absolutely a great point, Paul, because
Yeah, I
Jay
think he
said it
wants
himself.
Schmidt to be the Friday guy. I think he wants Schmidt to be hit his potential and be the Friday guy or Case. I mean, he probably really wants Case and Evans to be
Yeah,
the
I think he
Friday
wants
guy.
Kaysen to be it. Pearson
Yeah.
says Cooper, and Schmidt fire.
Yeah.
Um, he said Paul says next year. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Schmidt will be your Friday guy next year.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I mean, no matter how this lineup may shake out between Cooper Moore, Cooper Williams, Gavin Guidry, um, even Maverick Rizzi did some good things. It was elite. The
Yeah, I
staff
mean,
was absolutely elite.
think about those years where we had no third option And Maneri was just always throwing out Johnny Holstaff every single Sunday.
Every
And
Sunday.
inevitably, somebody on a Sunday would give up 4 runs and bust the game wide open for the other teams in 1/3 of an inning.
Right.
To have this argument where we're talking about, okay, maybe Case and Evans, maybe Cooper Williams, maybe Cooper Moore, maybe William Schmidt, like
And then
we've got some
Lacover just
good
lists
options
Ollie,
here.
Sharon, Dax, Fontenot. Like
Yeah.
it's like the best way to term this team is an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah.
Like we don't even need to talk about the bats necessarily because the bats are going to be the bats. We saw him move Derek Curiel up in the lineup to lead off when that paid dividends in spades today. Right, he finally got his head around and was able to get the barrel up a couple balls, put the ball in play, and move things around. And you saw Jake Brown leave the yard twice, clearing guys. Monster was all over the place. Zach Yort's approach at the plate for the Bayou Panda is fantastic. And Seth Dardar, man, has the most beautiful swing on this team. It's
Oh, yeah.
absolutely amazing.
I'm a Seth Dardar stan because what he said about I only went in the portal in hopes that LSU would call to just complete his dream. Like I'm all in, man. I'm all
Right.
in on Dardar. Like he's my guy. And so for him to have the first 3 games that he has, I'm can't be more excited.
Absolutely. David says in the chat, I love Cooper Moore and have talked him up a lot, but I think you jeopardize your matchup advantage with him if you put him on Friday. He clears almost every Saturday guy and every Sunday guy in SEC.
It's
So that's
true.
why I said he leads the team and wins. Now, you're absolutely right, and Paul even agrees with that statement too. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I don't give a damn who gets the ball on Friday. I don't care because, like I say with football, we got the coach, we got the coaches, and the staff is rich in spades. You can put Gavin Guidry out there first and then close out with Case and Evans at some point. And guess what? You're going to get the same result. It's a hard lineup to beat.
Well, think about like what this staff has done when not just recruiting players but developing players. So I think the version of Cooper Moore that we may end up seeing this year is much better than the player he has been. And so that's kind of what I see is maybe this, just think about what they did with Paul Skeens. And I know Paul Skeens is a freak of nature and a once in a lifetime player. But I mean, the guy was throwing 5, 6 miles an hour slower at Air Force. And all of a sudden, he's throwing consistently 100 miles an hour deep into games here at LSU, which he wasn't doing at Air Force because Jay's just so good at getting
Right.
the absolute best out of guys. So that's why I could see Cooper Moore. He seems to be the most consistent to me as a novice who has not been to the amount of scrimmages that David and Paul have been to. So I want to say they have more knowledge on this topic than I do. So I'm not doubting what they're saying. It's just that I look at the last few years and what this coaching staff has been able to do developing players. And so they've got a guy like Cooper Moore who's consistent. And now the version that their ability to get the absolute best version out of a player is why I could see him being a Friday guy. But David's absolutely right. Like he's better than any Saturday and Sunday guy in the league. And if he's in those roles, then you're even better as a
You're
team.
even better. Right.
If Cason Evans, if Cooper Williams, if William Schmidt's one of
Whoever.
those guys. Yeah, whoever it is on Friday is their best version too. Then you're just better as a team if Cooper Moore is on Saturday or Sunday.
Absolutely. And Moose says in the chat, Carway lit it up and too, and so did Cerna. I want to talk about this real quick because Friday, Kate Aaron Beatty was my player of the game, but damn it, he was my player of the weekend. His play behind the plate this weekend was fantastic.
Yeah.
He was able to block up balls. He prevented a lot of pass balls. His arm was quick on throws to second, and his bat was fantastic. At one point, he was hitting 500 with a home run. Like, the guy was absolutely nails. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Cobra says Jay is the best cook and we have the best ingredients in the sport.
Did Stanfield play at all today?
I don't remember seeing him play.
Because my question is, I don't think he missed a game last year. So I was surprised that he didn't play at all. Like even, I mean, I guess we're just that much deeper than we were last year, but I know we were crowded in the outfield, but he played every game last year in the outfield. And that's what I'm
I
looking up. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misremembering.
I don't think I don't think he played.
He played in all 68 games last year, only did not start one. So,
Yeah, I
oh
don't
wait, he
remember.
banged his hand up. Okay, that was my question.
Okay,
Paul
okay,
said it.
okay. On the
Was
slide
he
yesterday.
banged
So
up
yeah.
today? Because I was surprised. Not that they were getting somebody else some work, but that he didn't see any action whatsoever.
Yeah. So that's what it was. Okay.
But that makes sense. Give him a maintenance day, as they say.
Yep. So well, guys, I'm gonna have to wrap up in a little bit here because my wife is in the gra. Like she's
Yeah.
deep in the gra working. And I gotta go pick her up from out of the mess of Bacchus. But we have Kent State tomorrow night. Following the Kent State game, Blake and AYS is gonna do a post game, and then Blake is still supposed to jump on with me. I'm gonna follow up with
Oh,
him tomorrow,
big
make
day
sure we
tomorrow.
good. So yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a big day. So I'm looking forward to
I'm
that.
excited for that one.
That's gonna be fun, man. And then you got Tuesday, Thursday streams this week, right, Daniel?
Yes, Tuesday we got David coming on. And then Thursday is our first ever edition. We're gonna have give, and I'm closing my eyes and cringing on this, where we are giving Zombie Bob complete control of the chat
I want
for
to be there for
one
this.
episode.
I want to be on the stream for this one. That's
Yes,
that's
and
just what I
so
want to have.
so one of those people I share season tickets with in Houston, his wife was like, "Hey, what day is that again? Zombies get in the chat." I'm like, "Thursday." She's like, "Oh, I'm logging in." And he's like,
Yeah, I
"He's not
want
going to talk about any. He's only going to talk about what he wants to talk about for an hour and a half. So if you have Mardi Gras related questions, that's going to be the
that's gonna
night to
be
do it.
hilarious. That's gonna be
But we'll talk
absolutely
baseball
hilarious.
on Tuesday with
Yeah,
David, and then I don't think Zombie will be on then. He's probably still be recovering from.
yeah, he's gonna be recovering Tuesday.
Yeah, I think he's still got the hotel room then, and so I think he'll
I
still be in
wouldn't
the
doubt
city.
it. And
Yeah.
then
So G Moose,
so
this one Thursday's for you.
yeah,
G Moose has
get
been
ready, G
lobbying
Moose.
hard for
Yes.
give Zombie the chat.
And then on Wednesday we got me, Paul, and David doing our little. We're gonna do a
Yeah.
post game and a kickoff, setting us up for next weekend. So we'll follow up with the game Wednesday since they first pitch is at like 1 or 2 on Wednesday. And then we'll do ours Wednesday night, and then Friday, game one of the next series, we locking in. So we got a lot of big shows coming up, guys. Make sure that you're tuned in and you are locked in with us on all of our platforms.
Yes.
Like, share, and subscribe. Get the numbers up. Nobody wants to hear you. Get out of here. Turn the camera on and talk, Paul. Like, yes. Like, everybody here has value. Like,
Yes. That's why we're here.
right.
That's why we do this, is because I was telling David earlier tonight is that I was frustrated because me and Zombie, we've been doing this podcast since 2018, because it started off as a spinoff to our friends at Pot of Gold, which two of them came on with us last Thursday.
Well, they
Um,
came on all right.
yeah, and so it started as a spinoff there, but we've been off and on for the last however many years, me and Zombie, with different things going on. But we got back on it this year because we didn't feel like your average fan really had a voice. And that's what people want to hear, is they want to hear, your
The
average
everyday
fan.
man.
Yeah, the fanalist is the word that I like
Yep.
to use, because I listen to a golf podcast that uses that word. Um, and so that's the voice of the common man. I don't want to hear the party line. Like, I'm so tired of listening to 104.5.
Yes.
And it's just, especially when Woodward was the AD, it was just, they were basically whatever Woodward wanted them to say, they were just
They
saying it.
said it. Right.
Yeah, all off season. We restarted the podcast because we were told nothing was wrong with Garrett Nussmeier, where, well, now, oh yeah, he was banged up the whole season. Well, no shit. Like the reports were
Duh.
everywhere, but we weren't getting, um,
The
we weren't,
accurate news.
yeah. And so that's why we did this we got restarted this year and we're building this network because or network or whatever, network of partners here, whatever we want to call it, because we're trying to lift each other up, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, look, I definitely I love what we're building here. Just in general because this is bigger than just the pod. This is a brotherhood, and
Yes.
you can tell like we have like legitimate, like you guys may not see it, but behind the scenes, like we really like talk. like
Hmm.
like we talk every day. Like me and Daniel and Steve and Chip, we talk every day. Paul, David, we talk every single day. Austin was in the chat earlier. Every single day, man. Like you guys are fastly becoming family for me. And it's all because I decided to turn on a camera and plug in a microphone. And a lot of people want to heap praise on me for doing something. I'm just talking. And I want to make sure that we're making space for everybody involved. I know for a fact that people are going to look at me different because I'm a black guy talking LSU. I get that already. I know that. I went to private school my entire life, so I know that's going to be the case. But I don't give a damn because I know that I can talk and I know what I know. And I'm going to share from a perspective that everybody can appreciate and can relate to.
Yeah.
So if I
Where's
can
the
do it,
Discord?
look, trust me, I have a Discord. I do. I have a Discord channel set up. And I'm gonna put that I'm gonna tweet that out later on tonight so everybody can join in because I want y'all to be a part of it. And I know Twitter likes to play suppression games with algorithms, and I don't like that. That was the whole inspiration behind me setting up the Discord. And it's set. We just got to roll it and fill it. So let Brian Kelly prefers Albertson's pecan pie.
You know, Albertsons is an underrated grocery store, though. Never had a pecan pie there. So.
Yeah, who has? It's
No,
Albertsons.
I wouldn't get a pecan pie there, but they're an
Yeah,
underrated grocery store.
Brian Kelly would. That's the point.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna
You think Brian Kelly ever ate a king cake?
no, his last meal was at Superior Grill.
Well, Superior Grill is good though.
Superior Grill is good, but I don't think he ever ate king cake.
You know that we did a bit on our show back then. What was Brian Kelly's last meal at Superior? What did he order? And I think it was Chip that said
Shrimp
uh,
tacos.
lettuce wraps. Something, yeah,
Yes.
like grilled chicken with lettuce wrap or something like that.
Right. Like it's something basic. It's like a Caesar salad lettuce wrap.
Yeah, and then I think Zombie said a taco salad, but then somebody was like, "Oh, their taco salad's actually really good." So I don't know.
He just thought it was a cinnamon roll. Plain
Yeah,
soft tacos, meat cheese only. Yep, same thing
same
as
thing
my
as yeah.
picture. Facts with chips and salsa. No salsa. But yeah, man, like all this, like don't ever sit up here and say that nobody wants to hear you talk. It's not true. You'd be surprised, like at the amount of people who actually want to hear what you have to say, and that's part of the reason why I decided to reach out to Paul and David and put y'all on my pod because I know I value what y'all have to say. I want to hear what y'all have to say, and if I think that you guys have good information, I want the rest of the world to be able to take part in the wisdom and knowledge that y'all have behind a team that a lot of Louisiana loves. So let's do it. Let's build this thing together, man. And let's keep breaking down doors and setting the standard for what the new media is because the shit that we have now, we don't have to tolerate anymore.
Yes,
Let's make our own waves. Let's
yes,
do this. Let's start it right here in the boot and show them what Louisiana's packing and how we about to come because we about to change the game for real.
yes, absolutely.
So
But
I'm in it on that note.
AP, thanks for having me on again tonight. David, since we've been on, he texted me. He sent me his latest. So after we get off here, I'm gonna go post it, and I'll send
Sweet.
out the link. So
So yeah, get ready for that recap from tonight from David. That's getting ready to go live on the Go Team Pod website. Paul has nicknamed me Reverend Go.
I saw that and I like that.
So thank you, Paul. I will now be adopting that name officially. AP, aka Reverend Go. Um, and and look, we're not stopping here. This isn't the last. Dang, I want to be on the show with y'all on Thursday. I don't like to invite myself on the people's stuff, but I want to be on the stream Thursday with Zombie Bob getting the
I mean,
chat.
I'm for it. I mean, because here's the thing, like we're not going to be doing much talking. It's going to be all him. Like he because he's going to be in complete control. So I'm not even going to be able to set an agenda or anything. Uh,
I want in just because I want to be a part of history. It's like one of those where were you moments. I want to say I
yes.
was on stream that night with y'all
And I told him
for
if he
this
does a
moment.
good job with it, we can make it like a once a month show
Yes.
where it just goes completely off the rails and it can go
Yeah.
whichever way he wants it to go.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Rev was a good QB before the injury.
Yes, he
Talking about
was.
remember the Titans. What a
Yes.
pull. What a pull. That was one of my favorite movies. I
Oh,
want to
the
be in the
best
chat
movie.
asking random crap. And then Sunshine came in. Yes, Sunshine did come in. But my sunshine is you guys. So thanks for lifting me up. And then Paul says, I'm just going to watch. I may make Zombie block me. That's hard to do.
Well, here's the thing about Zombie. Zombie's not invested. He's not invested enough in LSU baseball or basketball, even football to a certain extent. Like he's not a casual fan. That's an insult. But he's just not so deeply opinionated as some of the rest of us.
Right.
So like he doesn't
He's
get
going to watch
offended
a
by.
game and he'll have some information. But like right now with the off season, not too much
Yeah, he's
information.
focused on other things.
Yeah, not too
So
much.
as long as you don't tell him that Mardi Gras sucks and is an embarrassment to New Orleans, like
I want to see somebody put that in the chat just to see just to see his reaction. That would be amazing. Well, look, guys, tomorrow's London Gras, King Cake Day, day before Mardi Gras. We are all off in Louisiana outside for the people who are actually responsible for other things outside of that. Look, David, I appreciate it, man. I thank y'all. Look, you and Paul and Cobra, thank y'all for y'all thoughts and prayers. Today was definitely a horrible day, but I
we
am
bounce back.
better. I
Yeah.
am better. I am better. I got some good rest today. And I wasn't missing this at all. Like I was already missing the game and spending that time with y'all. So I had to come on the stream and at least spend some time with Daniel and some time with Lon earlier, and spend some time with y'all in the chat. I love doing this, man, more than you understood. The no reposted
Yeah.
the
Shout
stream.
out to the no.
Thanks, no, appreciate it. So
But as
let's.
Cobra said, it zombie, hey, I heard Aaron Beatty hates Mardi Gras. Zombie would be like, who's Aaron Beatty again? Because it's too early in the season.
It's too
Like
early
come
in the
the
season.
yeah, come like College World Series time, he'll be all in. But like right now, that wouldn't offend him.
Right,
Because he'd be like,
right.
who's Aaron Beatty?
Don't even know. It's irrelevant. Yeah, he's irrelevant.
Yeah.
So, look, y'all, thank y'all so much for joining us. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Share this to everybody that you know. Tell them come follow us and go bookmark the Go Team Pod page. Go bookmark it. Add it to your bookmarks on Google Chrome or Safari. So that way you can stay up to date with all the fresh news that we have popping off as this site and this network that we have continue to grow. We got some fire things that are in the works. So
That might get him going. See, Paul, see, that's why Paul's the troll, man. Paul knows how to pull the
that's a pull.
yeah,
That's a
that'll
pull.
work. So
That's a
save that
pull.
one for
That's
Thursday.
a pull. And I'm so glad he's not watching this stream. That's a pull.
Yeah.
That's a pull. That will get him up.
That'll get him going.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate the repost, man.
Yeah.
Look, we
Chris,
love
another
you
one
all,
with the
guys.
no
Oh,
over
okay,
there.
thanks, Chris. Appreciate it, man. Look, we love you guys. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. And like I said, more content is on the way. The content is contenting. Please be safe out here for these parades. Fortunately, nothing's gone wrong for anybody I know. But go have fun, but don't have too much fun.
Do
Keep your
have
head on a
fun
swivel.
safely.
Yes, do it responsibly.
Get an Uber if you have to.
Please, Jesus.
Yeah.
Get somebody to drop you off. Like, don't, for the love of God, have fun responsibly. Get home safely. We want to make sure y'all all get the rest that we need. Let's go. Let's go be great. Piersley says I'm actually convinced Lance at least checks in on almost of these streams and maybe some spaces on Twitter. Maybe he means Lane.
Yeah.
And G Moose Daniel, can you use your burners to get Zombie going?
The problem is Zombie knows my burners.
I might have to make a burner.
Yeah.
While I'm on the stream, that would be perfect.
I might just I can be in the chat from the Go Team account, just trying to get him going from that way.
I mean, he's gonna know it's you.
Yeah. My favorite troll of Zombie Bob is my username on Tiger Droppings is Zombie Bob.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And so anytime, and I start stupid threads just to piss him off.
Paul, Daniel's burner is oops.
So I'll start stupid threads on the droppings. If you ever see a stupid thread from Zombie Bob on the droppings, it's me starting the thread and immediately sending it to Zombie Bob just to get him going.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Absolutely hilarious. Once again, thank y'all guys. Enjoy your Lundi Gras. Look, Daniel's already committing to being live on Mardi Gras night.
Yes.
I'll be live on Lundi Gras night. The content is contenting. So we're going to be consistent. Y'all show up for us consistently. We're going to be here like we always are. Love y'all. Y'all have a great night.